Check. 1 2 1 2.
Live across the universe.
Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's about that time, y'all.
you are now in the mix. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it up
You already know
for
what it is. Live, raw, and unapologetic. Welcome to the K.L.P Aftermath Podcast. Where the stories hit harder, the culture gets louder, and the aftermath, always legendary. It's more than a podcast, it's the takeover. Turn it up and lock in, because K.L.P is in the building. You're locked into the vibe that sets the tone. It's K.L.P Aftermath, first take, where we break it down, spark the conversation, and get you warmed up before the main event drops with Kennedy Lucas. Fresh, unfiltered, and laying the groundwork. Stay tuned because the man himself, Kennedy Lucas, takes over next. This is the Aftermath. You heard it first.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Rhyme Report, your go-to spot for the freshest takes on hip-hop culture, straight from our weekly digital drop. It's Nora Adams, your social media strategist, with a pulse on what's trending, and I'm thrilled to dive into a topic that's been setting our inboxes and the internet. We love bringing that exclusive newsletter vibe right into your ears, ensuring you're always in the know with all the juicy details and insights you might miss scrolling by. Today, we're tearing into a release that has everyone talking, Cardi B's much-anticipated new album, Am I the Drama? 7 years in the making, and let me tell you, she did not come to play. We've got some serious lyrical darts to unpack. Bonjour, Nora, and hello to all our cherry listeners. Marie Dubois here, ready to bring my art critic's eye to the vibrant canvas of hip-hop. Indeed, this album is a masterclass in direct communication, much like a well-penned letter to the community. Cardi B has delivered not just music, but a narrative, a statement. It's an artistic declaration that demands close attention, especially with the precision of her chosen words. We're not just listening to tracks, we're witnessing a performance, a strategic chess game unfolding in rhyme. The anticipation alone has been a topic of discussion in our circles, and now the content itself is a rich tapestry of drama and declaration. Let's delve into this intriguing release, shall we? All right, let's cut right to the chase, because Cardi absolutely did not hold back. The first and arguably most direct target on Am I the Drama is B.I. Their feud has been simmering for over a year, with whispers about song theft and industry politics. But on the track Pretty and Petty, Cardi turned those whispers into an outright shout. She goes, "Name 5 B.I. songs, gun pointed to your head, bow, I'm dead. Ouch." Then she doubles down with Diarrhea B.I., breath so stank you can smell her 'fore you see her, and You damn near unemployed. They only book you when they can't afford Coil Ray. Talk about a lyrical takedown. This isn't just a diss, it's a strategic dismantling. Pure Cardi. From an artistic perspective, Nora, what we observe here is not merely an insult, but a deliberate act of rhetorical warfare. Cardi B employs vivid, almost grotesque imagery to create a memorable, albeit harsh, caricature of her adversary. The challenge to name 5 B.I. songs is particularly incisive, questioning B.I.'s very relevance. It is a bold move to use such direct, unvarnished language, showcasing a confidence in her own stature that allows her to be so unreservedly confrontational. This kind of lyrical combat is a long-standing tradition in hip-hop, often serving to redefine hierarchies and assert dominance. It forces listeners to acknowledge her commanding presence, a true performance of power and articulation, painting a very specific, unflattering portrait of B.I. Moving on to Magnet, because Cardi wasn't done stirring the pot. This time, her sights were set on JT and Lil Uzi Vert, deploying truly scathing subliminal jabs. Those lines that aren't explicit, but everyone knows exactly who they're about. She starts with, "Now let's talk about this hatin'-ass bitch, ungrateful-ass bitch," and then twists the knife. All that dick riding still ain't getting no feature-ass bitch. She just mad she got a nigga she be sharing bags with. My nigga cheat, but I don't stick no dildos in his ass, bitch. Phew, the internet exploded trying to decipher these, quickly landing on JT and Uzi. It's a masterclass in indirect fire, giving her plausible deniability while landing maximum impact. This strategic ambiguity keeps the hip-hop conversation buzzing, especially on social media. It's calculated drama.
Indeed, Nora. The beauty, or brutality, of the subliminal diss lies in its cleverness. It demands an informed audience, attuned to ongoing narratives, much like our dedicated newsletter subscribers. Cardi B engages in sophisticated coded communication, a shared secret with her core listeners. The lines, while not naming names, evoke a widely recognized scenario. This method allows her plausible deniability while asserting her position. It transforms listening into decoding, deepening engagement, and affirming insider status. It's less about direct confrontation and more about a strategic public airing of grievances, creating buzz far beyond the music itself.
And while we're still on Magnet, Ice Spice also caught a stray bullet. Cardi raps, "Slow-faced bitch, whose spot is you taking? My spot's forever, ho. I'm like a Dalmatian." This line, perhaps less venomous than the B.I. disses, is clearly a response to Ice Spice's track BB Belt, where she confidently declared, "Fallen behind like bitch, pick up your pace. It was funny till I took her place." This back and forth highlights the cutthroat nature of the female rap game. Everyone's vying for the top spot, and any perceived challenge is met with immediate retaliation. It's not just about artistry, it's about dominance, staking your claim and defending your territory. For listeners, it's a thrilling display of confidence and lyrical sparring that keeps the genre vibrant and dynamic.
Absolutely, Nora. What we are observing here is the delicate dance of succession and fierce protection of one's artistic domain. Ice Spice, a burgeoning talent, made a claim, and Cardi B, the established queen, responded with a clear, metaphorical assertion of her permanence. The Dalmatian analogy, signifying unique, unchangeable spots, is particularly poignant. It communicates that her position is intrinsic and indelible. This exchange is crucial for understanding the contemporary landscape of hip-hop, where visibility and influence are constantly contested. It's a testament to the competitive spirit that fuels creativity. For our listeners, it's a window into the intense pressures and strategic maneuvering artists face to maintain relevance and impact. These lyrical exchanges are not just entertainment, they are narratives of power and resilience within the industry.
So, with all these explosive disses, what does Am I the Drama mean for Cardi B's career and the broader hip-hop landscape? After a 7-year wait, she could have played it safe, but instead, she chose to go for the jugular. This isn't just an album, it's a statement of intent. It reminds everyone why she's a force, cementing her position as a dominant, fearless voice. From a social media strategist perspective, this is genius. The controversy, the lyrical breakdowns, the debates, it all generates massive engagement. She's not just dropping music, she's dropping content that fuels conversations for weeks, ensuring she stays at the forefront of cultural discussion. It's a bold, risky move that so far seems to be paying off in spades, proving that sometimes being the drama is exactly what you need to be. It's all about maintaining that top-tier visibility.
Indeed, Nora. This album transcends mere musical release. It is a calculated reassertion of her artistic identity and commercial power.
The choice to confront her rivals so directly, rather than offering a conciliatory return, is a powerful declaration of self-assurance. It speaks to the authenticity her audience values, a refusal to shy away from conflict or present a sanitized persona. From an artistic viewpoint, this strategy invigorates the genre. It injects a raw, visceral energy that challenges other artists to elevate their game, lyrically and conceptually. It affirms that controversy, when handled with precision and wit, can be a legitimate artistic tool. This is not just an album, it is a cultural moment, a testament to Cardi B's unique ability to command attention and shape the narrative, propelling herself back into the spotlight. And that brings us to the end of another deep dive into the world of hip-hop. What a ride I'm I the Drama has been, and honestly, the conversations it sparked are just as compelling as the tracks themselves. We absolutely love hearing your thoughts, your theories, and your favorite or least favorite disses from the album. You know, the best part about our Rhyme Report community is that it's not just us talking at you, it's a genuine dialogue. So hit us up, share your takes in the comments on our blog, or better yet, reply to our latest newsletter. We're eager to see which lines resonated most with you and who you think won these lyrical battles. Your engagement is what makes this community so vibrant and keeps us going. So don't be shy. Keep those conversations flowing, and let's keep the hip-hop discourse as lively as Cardi B herself.
Magnifique, Nora. It's been an exhilarating exploration de moderne lyrical artistry et Cardi B stratégique génie. We invite all of you, our insightful listeners, to continue this rich discourse. Your perspectives add invaluable layers to our understanding of this dynamic culture. Consider this an open invitation to join our ongoing conversation, to contribute your unique interpretations and predictions. Remember, art thrives on dialogue, and your voice is an essential component of this collective appreciation. We value the intimate connection we share through the Rhyme Report, much like a personal letter from a trusted confidant. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the drama, and we eagerly await your contributions. Until next time, stay engaged, stay informed, and keep the passion for hip-hop burning brightly.
Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studios. Go! It's K.L.P Aftermath. Your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.
Ready, T? We rolling? All right, let's do it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We back. We back in the most incredible way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is the K.L.P Aftermath Podcast, presented by Our Heard Media and powered by K.L.P Entertainment Filmworks. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel so good to be back here in the studio. And I know it's interesting today because today is Monday night. Usually I do the show on Tuesday. Yes. So we got into the studio today, and I wanted to see what show that I wanted to record today. Usually we do either Broco Podcast, ATL, or Wake Up ATL. I was just feeling more of K.L.P Aftermath today because we've got a lot of topics that happened within the last few days, a lot of good things going on. So I told the guys of Broco Podcast, take the day off. We'll do the show again. We'll do a new episode tomorrow, right, when it comes down to the sports, because I think we've been doing a lot of sports. We did a lot of sports uploading when it comes down to my clips, and then we talked about different types of sports within sporting things that's been happening for Broco Podcast as of late. So I said to the guys, the fellas, take the day off. It's Monday. Work on any other special teams project that you're working on. Take the day off. Let's just do K.L.P Aftermath. And I'm starting to along with Broco Podcast, making sure that I get back into podcasting as much as I can. I know last week I was sick, right? But then I kind of felt that, my podcast and my podcast production hasn't been well, for this show, KLP After the Math, we only did like one episode a week, and I'm trying to do better of doing like 2 or 3 episodes a week, right? It's just hard because there's going to be weeks where there's nothing going on, right? And I like to have things going on, whether it's from KLP Entertainment or news out there, so that way I can turn these cameras on, turn the lights on, and turn this mic on, and to talk about it, right? So I was just filling the KLP Aftermath podcast on Monday. Usually, again, we do it on Tuesday. And I'm very, very excited because we've got not only a busy day, but a busy week. The day today, after you're done listening to this episode and we're done recording, I'm actually stepping out. I got to go back to my place of home and get dressed. And I've got to go out to a venue. Let me tell you guys something. There is so much that is cooking behind the scenes that I'm very, very excited for. The first things first that we are cooking, we've got 2 documentaries that were currently in production at the same time. The first documentary is called Dear Isaiah. You guys know I've been working on Dear Isaiah for months and months and months, almost a year now. And it's a documentary about spreading sickle cell awareness and educating people about sickle cell disease. So we're putting together pieces of the documentary, and I'm very, very excited because in November, we plan to have a premiere for this documentary and an event at a venue. So we're going to go look at a venue. You guys are going to probably see videos of the venue on social media later on this week, but I'm very, very excited to be working along with that project. That's going to be the one, right? That's going to be a big documentary, big film for me, big film for Kennedy Lucas Films, big project for K.L.P Entertainment Filmworks. It's a lot of great things coming up for that documentary. So it's a lot of moving pieces that you just have to wait for, And then I'm working on another documentary. I posted it today. Or I was here in the studio, or in my office rather, showing glimpse of it on social media. How to talk to a woman without being an asshole, in parentheses, or lack thereof. Let me tell you, this one's it's a documentary to an audience, but it's an animation as well, right? I've got some incredible people: Edward Campbell, Michael Washington, Charlie Kim. It's going to be very, very. Eric Gonzalez is in this one too. I'm also in it. It's going to be a very, very good animation because it's going to be very, 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 very interesting. It's like a social experiment that I've been experimenting lately. It's one of those things that I get very, very excited for because I'm tackling on this ever-growing topic of modern dating and understanding each other in this modern dating age. And I wrote this film months ago, and I just didn't think that it would work. But then now that I've been experiencing some things, I've been going through some things relationship-wise, I understand that now that now is the time to really get this thing going. So we are officially in production for that. Excuse me. Very, very excited for that when it comes down to, the voice actors. Like I say, Michael Washington, Eric Gonzalez, Charlie Kim, and who else am I missing? Eric Campbell. Campbell? Did I mention Campbell? I think I might have. Yeah. It's going to be very, very exciting for those voice actors. They're new voice actors, right? So they're totally new for K.L.P Entertainment, Kennedy Lucasfilm. But we did record quite a few scenes, and their chemistry together just works. It just works. So I can't wait to see the full project of that one. That one, again, won't be out until like next year, 2026. But this is going to be something that I'm just really, really cooking up and really working on. And I'm starting to get back into that passion, y'all. Trying to get back in that creative passion, to get in that creative mind space. I think that's very, very important because, as you guys know, after being sick, everybody goes through a lot of mental, physical, and emotional things that happens, right? Life be lifing. Believe it or not, with this whole thing, my whole life has been life. And so there's been some switcheroos, there's been some changes, some things affected me mentally, right? I do say to a lot of people, and I don't want to get too preachy on the podcast, but I will say the power of God is amazing. If you guys know, you know, I've been going to church every Sunday, except for last Sunday when I was sick. But I've been going to church every Sunday, and I've been trying to find my spiritual purpose. I've been trying to find what it is that I like to do, whether it's podcasting or filming movies or even going to the gym, right? I'm trying to flow my spiritual purpose in this world because it's a tough world we living in right now. There's a lot of big things happening all over the world that's affecting people heavy, right? So for me to have a positive mind space and not to really think about all the negative and keep my spirit is going to church, going to the gym, right? And it has a little something to do with relationships too. That's why I wanted to make this new movie that we're working on now, How to Talk to Women. And I do say this for my ladies' point of view too. I am going. There's scripts in the film. There's gonna be the topic of how to talk to a man from a woman's perspective. There is a script like that, right? I don't want to be the guy that and I love women. I love women, but I don't want to seem like I hate women. But it's just one of those. It's a comedy romantic documentary. That's what it is. I'm picking on modern dating, but having some realism into it. As a writer and as a filmmaker, we do these crazy creative things, right? I think I'm going to exploit my story of how I've talked to women lately. It's been a very, very interesting. It's been a very interesting thing to do. If you guys know, you know, we talked about, you know, approaching women at the gym. I'm starting to understand and realizing, and I watch a lot of TikTok videos, and my fellas, they're kind of right. T and audience, I think they're right. You know, you got to leave these girls alone when it comes down to the gym. Yeah, I made some up-ohs. I made some mistakes when it comes down to it. I made some mistakes where I'm not too proud of. And when I say mistakes, I don't mean like gruesome mistakes. It's just like I kind of read the room wrong with for an example, there was this one girl that I, you know, went up and I introduced myself to at the gym. And I think I made a because I followed her on social media. Not all social media, but like Instagram, right? Stupid me, because I mean, obviously a T and audience, I didn't get to follow back, you know, and it is cool. I didn't expect it. But now that I see her in the gym now, it's like, okay, I need to avoid you because I don't know if you feeling me. You probably think I'm a creeper now because I saw you on Instagram and I just hit the follow because I was interested, right? I wanted to get to know you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit more and seem like you could be a really good friend. That's kind of what I do nowadays when I meet people in the gym. I don't, and it sucks because there's been TikTok videos I seen it to where I agree with the guys when it says when we introduce ourselves or say, excuse me, we're not trying to hit on you. We're just trying to we're trying to be chivalrous and be a gentleman because we were taught to have chivalry and to be a gentleman. And I think that's dying in this modern age. I think chivalry is dead. I think being a gentleman is dead. I won't stop being a gentleman. That's not what I'm saying. But I just think some women don't like that no more. It's dead. So, or it doesn't exist. And that's one thing I try to do with that one girl. But, you know, you learn to just leave them alone. You got to leave these girls alone because now it's, you know, I don't think it feels awkward. I don't pay her really no never mind anymore. But it's just like, I wouldn't want somebody to feel very uncomfortable because we met and then I followed you on Instagram out of the whim and now you feel creeped out, right? I never want that to happen. I never do. So that's kind of why I'm making this movie, not for that one girl, but for all my life experiences of meeting women. I do think meeting women, I'll say this. I do think trying to approach a girl at the gym is a big no-no. I'm learning that now. Stupid me thought that I was going to be the one that was going to be different. No. So I'm going to stop doing that. And you realize that there are a lot of girls that can see that attention. Like they'll look at you more because obviously I'm in the gym. I'm losing weight. I'm getting gained. I'm getting more healthier, more fit, feeling my best self, and I'm dancing. I'm having a good ass time in the gym. And I notice that girls be watching and they be curious, always. But, and this is the part where I say where I've been going to church because I've been listening to Pastor Daniels. Shout out to Pastor Daniels. Shout out to Change Church, by the way. I think I am on the impression that I am looking for my next relationship, whoever she is out here in this world. I think she has to be a woman of God. That's what I think. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, I'll tell you again. I'm at the age of 29. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm old or old head. Not going to say that. But I'm not super young either, right? Next year, I'll be approaching the age of 30. I've got a bachelor's degree, master's degree, and I'm working on my doctorate. And I'll be graduating with my doctorate in 2027. Can't wait. So I have a lot of things in place for myself for prosperity and to be very wealthy and be very successful, right? I do have quite a few jobs out here in the world that requires a lot of my time and attention, but the reward is pretty good. I'm very, and I always say I'm not financially free, but I'm financially laxed. When I say that, I mean that I'm okay. I'm not under a bridge anywhere. I'm okay. Could I do better? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement, but I think I'm in a good spot right now. Well educated, black educated. I'm part of the Omega Nu Lambda Society, and what that is for students to be a part of this society when you make good grades and you stay in school and you make good grades, right? And I'm in my doctorate program right now. You can't make a C. That's a big no-no if you're in your doctorate program. You have to make A's, right? GPA is pretty up, really, really amazing. I'm also in my creative space, podcasting, filmmaking, right? Photography is another big one, right? I'm in place to grow and to be within myself and to be in my shell and be in my happy, safe space while being obedient, while being faithful to God. And that's when you can say you're a man of God. Now, I've got some things I got to work on. I ain't going to sit up here on the podcast and say that I'm 100% perfect. I'm so far from perfect. But I think I'm doing okay. God knows, hey, you need to work on that. And I know that. I'm working on it. I think I became so comfortable of being a man of God, being comfortable of being, and I don't even think I know that I'm handsome, but I'm looking for that one that sees me for me and knows that, damn, Kennedy, you're really handsome. I want to date you because I've got spiritual values. Morals and values is what I have. And I'm not saying all ladies don't have that. There's a lot of ladies that I know that do have morals and values, but I'm looking for that one that wants to pray with me at night and wants to pray with me in the morning. I want somebody that wants to pray with me when we getting ready to eat. I want somebody every Sunday at 8:00. I'm getting up, hitting the shower, putting my suit on because I'm going to church every Sunday. That's a woman of God. And I think I'm now understanding that that's what I want in a relationship. A few podcast episodes back, years ago, I used to say, I want a girlfriend. And then some pods were like, hey, I'm not even looking to date right now. Right. And I'm still on that. Like I'm interested in dating, but I just don't want anybody. Right. Back when I was a teen, I used to want to cater to anybody, and I'll take anybody who will have me years ago. But now that I'm 10 years more older, right? I've matured. I've grown up. I don't want anybody. I want my woman of God. And I think God is crafting her for me. And I think it's gonna land in my lap when I'm not ready for it. I ain't expect it. But it's here now. That's what I feel. And that's kind of that's part of the script for my new movie, How to Talk to Women. That's going to be my piece, and I'm going to exploit my stories. I won't explore my stories from 10 years ago. I won't do that, but previously, I will talk about my experience meeting that young lady at the gym. That's gonna be funny to tell. I'm gonna be a little nervous on camera trying to. Well, I'm gonna be playing a character myself, but I'm gonna animate a character that looks like me, and then I'm going to share you guys my whole experience of that on the documentary plus more. So can't wait for that. That's what we've been cooking up. That's what we've been working on. And if you guys know, we worked on music. We are on break from music for right now, but me and Dravion, we're coming back because we've got Crown Me Savage Act 2 next year. It's going to be very, very exciting. I hope y'all like the first act. You can listen to the first act right now on any music platform you get your music from. But I'm very, very excited for that. What had happened was me and Evelyn, we are officially back. New episode this week. I can't wait. Something in the studio is going to change too. I'm just waiting on something to get shipped here to the studio, but it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to put it together so that way I can text it to Evelyn so she'll know, she'll feel more excited. Shout out to Evelyn. By the way, she has this project going on right now. It's called, she's making a short film, Aggie Pride. We're going to have the link in the description for sure. But Aggie Pride, that is something that she's working on. It's a short film that she's going to be helping the production side of. They're going to be filming in North Carolina. And they're just, right now, they're in the fundraising phase where they're raising money. Get this, once you sign up, and I have the website, but once you sign up on the website that they have and make a donation, your card, if you use a card, debit card, credit card, gift card, that doesn't hit until they reach their goal, right? And then they take the money out. That I love that. That is really, really dope. And honestly, and I say to a lot of people, if you don't have funding to give and donate for Evelyn Letitia's Aggie Pride project, share it, right? I get it. Times are hard. You know, money is important right now to a lot of people. Share it on your social media. Spread the word is what I say. So I'm a big, big fan of that. Evelyn, we love you up here. And we can't wait to see you again this week for What Happened Was. All right, so let's get down to it. I've got a review. If I can get my button ready. Yeah, let's do it.
Down.
Get up and hold up, let's spin it back. You're locked into K.L.P Rewind, the segment where we break it down, review it, and run it back.
All right, so let me run it back real quick. A part of my me being true to myself yesterday, I did catch a little bit of football. Not so much of football yesterday. Usually I watch a lot of football on Sundays, but I was feeling football, but I was feeling to watch something else. And I'm glad that I'm trying to get back into anime. As you guys know, I'm an anime lover. I don't want to say I fell off. I just had so much other stuff to watch. But I'm getting back into watching anime, and shout out to Crunchyroll. But I try to watch anime as much as I can because that is kind of like a stress reliever for me. It allows me to be in my true self. It allows me to be myself. It allows me to just, again, be myself, right? Because I've been watching anime for 10 years. I've been talking about anime on the podcast for 10 years. So I'm glad to be back into it. And one thing that I think I'm starting to understand, I'm starting to like more, is I like anime that is romance and slice of life, but sometimes I find myself watching these slice of life animes and I feel kind of tuned out, right? I say to any show, a show is not good if I'm watching the first few minutes and I'm happening to flip on my phone more than I'm watching the show. If I'm happening to do that, then the show's not good to me because I'm tuned out. Now, this show, this was Sunday, yesterday. I went to church, went to the gym, I went to Chipotle because I forgot to take my salmon out to cook it. So I just said, hey, I'm gonna go grab something. After I ate some dinner, took a shower, I was in my living room, popped on Crunchyroll, trying to say, okay, what show can I watch? And I think I'm starting to like the action thriller anime. I'm starting to get in that because This show had my full intention start to finish. Now, I think I'm on one more episode until season 1, right? Because this was yesterday. It was binge watching. Usually on Sundays after church and after the gym session. That is the rest of my Sunday is free time. We don't pod, we don't come to the studio, we don't do anything on Sunday. It's an off day. So I was able to watch this show. It's called Akudama Drive. Shout out to you. Now here's an overview. Akudama Drive is a 2020 Japanese cyberpunk-esque anime series centered around a group of criminals known as the Akudama, tasked with dangerous missions in disastrous settings. Right? The narrative kicks off when the civilian girl gets involved with these criminals that as they aim to rescue a notorious killer while challenging the police. Of course, it was created by Kodaka, pretty good production company, known for a lot of their great shows, that I've been watching. Google reviews gives this show a 4.8 out of 5. Let me tell you something. This show, and usually I try to stay true to the older anime because those are pretty good. But I think I'm a kind of bring it back a little bit when it comes down to the newer type animes. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit of a hater, right? I like anime shows that are newer when they're not on Netflix or Prime. Like if Netflix didn't produce it or Prime didn't produce those type of anime, those shows I'm not into, right? I love Netflix, I love Prime, but I just don't think in their anime category, I think they're lacking the storytelling of an anime, right? Netflix, for an example, again, I love Netflix. When they roll out that podcast division, I hope to be on Netflix doing podcasting, or me and Evelyn. But I feel like Netflix anime, because Netflix is an American company, is too Americanized to where the story is not compelling and is boring, right? I've seen a lot of Netflix anime. I'm like, what is this? This is not the same as Funimation or Kadoa or JC Staff or Key Studios, right? This is not the same. That's why I try to not really cater too much for those type of animes, T. But this one is on Crunchyroll, obviously. I watch the English dub of anime. I think I've said that many times. Could I watch a dub version of an anime? Yes, but I have to spend time and read and really catch up, not really listen and enjoy the show. I'm different. I'm more of a visual, right? I like to see it. So if I'm able to just hear the voice acting and see the show, then I'll enjoy it a little bit more. And I can relax. I don't have to sit there and read and just try to catch up and look at the art and look at the show, read the TED. That's too much work. That's too much work for me. But this show, let me tell you, this show is really, really good. I mean, this young girl is one of the main characters when it comes down to it, and she gets caught up. She gets caught up with the Akudama gang, right? Akudama, those are people, criminals. They get caught up doing all of that, and now she becomes an Akudama in her own self. She calls herself the Swindler, played by Macy Ann Johnson. I do like it that we're seeing a lot of newer voice actors, right? Of course, Jonah Scott, new to me. Daisy Guevara, she's new to me. I haven't, and I'm sure they've been in a lot of other anime productions, but they're new to me. Michael Kovac is new. Brittany Landa, she's new. Very, very good to see. Very, very new new voice actors and new voices when it comes down to the term of anime. And then I think the guy that plays Dr. Eggman was in this one. I'm trying to see just to confirm, but I think he voiced a character that got killed in the first episode. But that was a nice little ear to the ear. Like if you know Sonic, you know. Morgan Berry is in this. Now, Morgan Berry's not new. Morgan Berry, I've seen or hers. I heard her from a lot of things. Morgan Berry was in one of the shows I liked. It's called Riddle Story of Devil, and Morgan Berry played the main character, and she's a singer. She's an artist, so I do like her song "Fearless." Very, very good. See, you can tell I'm an anime fan because I keep up with it. Dan Green was in there. He played the headmaster. Dan Green, if you guys know, he played Knuckles. He was the old school Knuckles back in the day. I love to see him back into it. I love to see him back into doing voice work, right? I love it because Dan Green, he played Knuckles, and I think he played a good Knuckles in the Sonic series, but obviously things change. New voice actors come in. So it is confirmed because I'm reading it right now on IMDb. So the police chief who got killed in the first episode, played by Mike Pollock. Mike Pollock plays Dr. Eggman and everything. So very, very good to see. Again, when you watch anime and you watch Sonic, you pick up on the voices a little bit. So it's really good to see Mike Pollock doing more work outside of the Sonic, outside of playing Dr. Eggman. He's playing different characters, and his voice, because his voice is so dynamic. Like, when you hear Mike Pollock, like when he played the police chief, when I saw the first episode, like, Dr. Eggman is in this show. So pretty good to say the least. This show is really, really good when it comes down to it. Again, these group of gang leaders. Of course, you've got the guy of the girl, the swindler. She got accidentally pulled into this, and then you've got the courier, played by Jonas Scott. He was the other character that had the cool bike, and he was like almost like too cool for school, right? And he was just like the cool badass biker who rode the bike, and like he had like a grappling hook from his bike that can swing from building to buildings. And then you got the brother, Black Cat. That was Daisy Guevara's character. And then you've got who you got? You got the hoodlum, Kellen Goff, the hoodlum. I felt bad. Okay, spoiler alert, because the hoodlum does these characters they do die in almost each other episode, right? So the hoodlum dies, but the hoodlum he was serving a 500 million year sentence because of a crime he did, but he was able to escape throughout, because all of these people, by the way, the first episode, they come together because they're trying to break out another Akudama criminal by the name of Cutthroat, played by Matt Shipman. Great voice work, by the way. Amazing voice work. But Cutthroat, that character is crazy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because that character loves the smell and taste of blood, right? One episode, they're fighting one of the head generals. He gets trapped on all this junk. And he cuts his legs off to break free. That Cutthroat's crazy. He is a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs type of character. But I think I like it. There's one episode too where they get off the train and Cutthroat was in a bathtub, just laying in the bathtub, just chilling in a dirty, rusted bathtub with dirty water in it. That Cutthroat's crazy. I do got to say too, let's see, I'm trying to find, there he is, Brawler. Zeno Robinson plays Brawler. I think out of all of the Akudama criminals, I think I like Brawler the most. I think I like Brawler because he's a black voice actor, first and foremost, but he's a black character. I ride for anime when they rock the black anime characters. I do. He got the dreads, the red dreads, swole muscles, big stud. I think I like the Brawler the most in this episode. It's sad to see that he was killed, obviously, in the season. But the Brawler, he's very strong, very tough. Just a big stud. He was he's my favorite character of the series thus far. Like I say, this show is really, really good. If you want to know, this is an anime. It's a little gruesome, right? It's a little gruesome. I could stomach it, but like some people might find it a little bit too much, right? There was the doctor, one of the criminals. Her code name was Doctor. She was a very sexualized character, right? Some episodes I was in my living room And there was a scene where she started moaning, and I got nervous because, like, it sounded like I'm watching something else. But the doctor, she's very smart. She had a scheming plan. She ended up killing Brawler because she tried to sew him back together, but didn't do a good job because that was her plan. And how the way she died was very sad. Like she had everybody grabs her in the palms of her hand for death, but then Hoodlum comes in, stabs her in the neck, but then she stabs Hoodlum. That's how Hoodlum dies. They both die in the same episode, and she tried to stitch herself back up. But then the citizens they're running to a train because they're trying to find safety, and she gets trampled to death. I've never seen that happen in all my days in real life, but you can get trampled to death, and it's very scary that you can, but you can. Because a lot of humans don't care. A lot of people will just run in. When you got like 10,000 people running over you, yeah, you could die. So very, very interesting when it comes down to it. Like I say, if you want a newer anime show that you can really rock with, and the action is there, the bloody gore is there, the script writing is there, Akudama Drive might be a good one. It's available on Crunchyroll right now if you have a Crunchyroll subscription. Shout out to them. They got a good one. Now, as I sip on this water, because I think you guys know, I said this what happened was in K.L.P Aftermath. I have to make sure I stay hydrated, So this is it's not a review because the game is not out yet, but I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it. Another part of me being within myself and within my spirit. Ghost of Yote. So it's not a review for me yet. Game's not out. But your boy pre-ordered. Yeah, I pre-ordered. So Ghost of Yote is the sequel for Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima came out in 2020. Of course, I bought the game in 2020 for PlayStation 4. And of course, they gave us a download director's cut for free for PlayStation 5. Adored the game. Loved it. Amazing. But I'm excited for Ghost of Yote, right? Metacritic gives it an 87%. IGN gives it an 8 out of 10. Those big video game review companies, they can get the game early for review, right? Because they're trying to review it for us consumers. I was sold when it first got announced. I am such a big fan of the Japanese samurai type games and culture. I do think within the last few years, we had way too many samurai games. But I'm going to exclude this one, right? Because, again, there's been a lot of samurai games, and I'm like, I'm going to pass on this one. But Ghost of Yote, this is going to be a game I'm not passing up on because I just really, really love Ghost of Tsushima. And I can't wait to see what's the difference that they made within this one. I'm a big fan of this style. I do like the linear style. Some people I like the linear style when they mix the linear with an open world concept. I really do. I'm starting to understand that I'm not a big fan of the Elden Ring type samurai games, right? Or the From Software type games because they're just way too hard for me, right? I've bought Black Myth Wukong. Very excited for them because I got the sequel coming out years from now. I just haven't finished it because it's too hard for me, right? This game provides the challenge, but it provides the story. You're playing a young female protagonist, so I'm very, very excited for that. And when I saw IGN's review, the atmosphere, the locations that you're going to throughout the game, it looks incredible, right? It looks incredible. It looks so like the atmosphere, how the grass weaves back and forth, how the wind gusts in the wind with your character, how like the environment looks very, very beautiful. Mind you, again, it's only for PlayStation 5, but at home, PlayStation, imagine my PlayStation 5 and my 4K TV. Cinema, right? Pleasing to the eyes. That's why I bought the game, is for that. I wanted to know more of a story of Ghosts of Yotai and the continuation of something new. And to see all the new, there are some new moves and some new things some things that they've done in Ghost of Tsushima, yes, but they're also offering something new. I do like stealthy games if they're easy, right? I don't like too tremendously hard stealthy games. And this is going to be something, I don't want to say it's new, but it's kind of new, right? So it's one of those things that I look forward to, and I just love the culture of Japanese culture of samurai and I don't want to say, I don't know if it's medieval Japan or like feudal Japan. That might be the word, feudal Japan. I do like that culture and understanding that culture, and that's why I pre-ordered. Right, I know a lot of people don't pre-order a lot of games nowadays, but I'm very, very excited for that. I look forward to playing that game on October 2nd. That is this Thursday. Yes, I will be maybe Thursday night playing the game, and of course, then next week I'll do an in-depth review. But the hype is real. It gives us something new to play right now, because it just allows me to play something new. Right, I think we had a lot of new games, but we haven't had any big new games in a minute. So it just kind of gives me something excited, something new to play. And then I'll have to think about Battlefield 6, because Battlefield 6 is getting ready to come out too on the 10th, and I'll think about that. And speaking of something not getting new to play, Nintendo, right? Because Super Mario Galaxy is getting a remake for Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundled together. You can pay for it for $70. Older games that you played back in 2007 and 8, you get to replay them again for Switch 2, but for $70. Here's what I kind of feel on that. I'm mixed, audience and T. I'm a little mixed when it comes down to that, because I played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 back in the day. Fun. Game still ages well to this day. I will say that. It does feel a bit scummy right now for Nintendo. And mind you, I'm a big Nintendo guy too. I love Nintendo. But some things are feeling a little scummy when it comes down to Nintendo nowadays. Right? Do I regret pre-ordering the Switch 2? No, because I got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and I played Mario Kart World with some friends, right? So I don't regret it. I do wish the rollout was a little bit better with new games, like something totally new besides Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong, right? We got those two great games, but I felt that we needed a little bit more. I didn't like how the Nintendo World Tour Museum thing was $10 add-on when you've got it to where, for an example, Asteroids Playroom for PlayStation 5, when PlayStation 5 first came out, that was a pack-in play. It was free just to give us a little taste of what the system could do. That's something Nintendo could have done with this World Tour thing. I just think Nintendo got greedy, right? And that's where they're kind of losing people, because they're getting too greedy. That should have been a free game to play for us. We should have gotten a little bit more open day launch to get people more enticed to be excited to pre-order and purchase a $500 console, right? Now, granted, I am glad that we're getting new games towards November, December, right? Metro Prime 4 comes out in December. I will be picking that up. That's going to be amazing to play. But those are the things that has happened. And then they're doing a lot of remakes for premium pricing. For an example, now PlayStation does quite a few remakes that you're going to have to pay full price, but there are a lot of remakes that PlayStation has done that you're paying $40, $30 for a remake. And PlayStation realizes that they make more money doing it that way. Because I feel more enticed for a remake for $30 than for a remake for a full $70. And you can buy the bundle, or each of them is $40. So you might as well buy the bundle if you want to play both games, because $40 for 40 is 80, but you can get the bundle for 70, right? I honestly think that they could have gotten away with it if they would have marketed the bundle for, let's say, $50, $40. They probably would have had more people more enticed to rebuy. Especially if you have already bought the All-Star collection that came out a few years back that no one can get now, where they had Sunshine, 64, and Mario Galaxy 1, all 3 games in one, right? If somebody already got that in their bundle, they're going to be more enticed just to buy Super Mario Galaxy 2 for $40. Then again, these games are old, right? They held up well, but there's nothing new to them. So it's like you're recycling old games, not really doing too much to it, and say, hey, here, pay a premium price for this. Right? That's why I'm saying mix. I was hyped when it was first announced, but then I saw the pricing and I said, okay, $70 for Mario Galaxy bundle, a game that I played for years, or something new like Ghost of Yote or Battlefield 6, something new for the same price, right? That's why you're kind of mixed with it. Doug Bowser also bids farewell for the Mushroom Kingdom. Nintendo of America president and CEO has officially retired from the company. Names Devon Pritchard as the successor. I wonder what was the case for that. A lot of people saying that they're sad because Doug Bowser, his last name is Bowser, and then the character Bowser is with Nintendo, right? So that was the thing for him as well. I wonder why he retired. I think because I've got 2 business degrees. I think Doug Bowser had to be forcefully removed as president, I think. But to save him of embarrassment, we're just going to call it an early retirement. But really, they wanted him gone, is what I think. Right? I think everybody knows this, and I know this too. I don't think you're going to be able to replace somebody like Reggie. Right? Reggie Afim was one of the presidents for Nintendo from, I don't know the years, 2004, I think, to 2011, I think, or 13, right? If you know Reggie, you know Reggie. Reggie been on public platforms say, hey, there's some things that they're doing now that I would never do as president. I wouldn't vote on it, right? So, when an old president say, hey, I would never do that, I would do it this way, because Reggie was the OG, right? Reggie gave us some good stuff, some slaps, some good Nintendo content to where it worked, to where Nintendo was powerhouse. And they're still powerhouse now. But I just feel now Nintendo got a little greedy, right? And I get it. Technology is more expensive because of politics, because of economics, right? Things are more expensive. Folks can't afford a lot of things nowadays. There's no judgment there. Folks can't afford things right now. I get it. But as a company, I feel like you still got to find a way to say, how can we get more buy-in from our consumers for our product so that way we can return profit? That's tough to do. I can't say, I ain't gonna sit here and say it's easy, right? It's tough. But when consumers can't afford your product, they're not gonna buy it, right? You've got a lot of families out there with their kids who have Nintendo gaming consoles, and their parents say, hey, Jimmy, I can't afford that this year. We've got to get groceries. Sorry. Why don't you get a part-time? Why don't you sell lemonade, earn some money so where you can buy the product yourself if you really want it, right? That's the American family right now. I think I think Doug Bowser was forcefully removed. Maybe they didn't return the profit that they were hoping. Maybe they didn't have the expectations. They didn't achieve the expectations that they had, and what they planned on having that expectation, they didn't reach it, right? And they forcefully removed him as president and COO, I think. Or it could have been where Doug Bowser was just stressed the hell out and said, hey, give me my pension. I'm out of here. Because I'm sure Doug Bowser is getting a hefty pension, right? That's what it is. When you work for a big corporation, you president, you retire, here's your severance package. Here's your pension. Severance package. That's you. Be gone. I'm sure he was offered maybe a $10 million severance package and we'll say, hey, take this $10 million and we'll say that you're retiring. And we're going to have somebody pull up. They're going to do their thing. You're going to exit the company. And he said, okay, all right, bye. I mean, I get it. That's what he did. I get it. So that's what ended up happening, I think, when it comes down to Doug Bowser bidding farewell from Nintendo of America. It is what it is. It's one of those things that it really looks forward to it. I just think Nintendo has to not be greedy when it comes down to it, in my humble opinion, because things are more expensive, right? I can't wait to see the sales numbers for Mario Galaxy. I was contemplating because I genuinely was going to buy a copy, but I don't think I'm convinced yet to buy a copy because there's some other video games that are coming out that are new, right? Ghost of Yote's a little new. I mean, same kind of mechanics, but a little new, but I'm a fan for that. Battlefield 6 is on its way out, and it looks really, really fun, right? I would rather buy a premium video game for something that I've never played before. And I played Battlefield. Yes, we all have. But, I mean, Battlefield, it seems like they redid the whole thing of Battlefield. So it's like, okay, I'd rather put my money there because I have more fun because it's new. I need Mario Galaxy. I know what to expect. I know what's going to happen. I feel. But you spend your money how you spend your money. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up here on our podcast here today. We hope y'all like this one. You know, it's a lot of reviews, but I love doing the reviews when it comes down to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we've got so much content. We've got more K.L.P Aftermath podcast, Broco podcast ATL, and what happened was with me and Evelyn, we've got so much great content to work on this week. I love it. Stay tuned for all of our social medias, K.L.P Entertainment, Swanky Radio, The Heat Radio, my personal, my photography, the Lucas Tribune. We just got content upon content this week. You just got to stay tuned for our social medias, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're there. So that way you guys don't miss out on newer content when it comes down to it. That's going to wrap it up here on the K.L.P Aftermath. Thank you guys so very much, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Until then, so long. Stay safe. Stay swanky. Yeah.